The back of the book segment tonight, Everyday American Heroes. Hurricane Floyd killed 70 Americans, but the death toll would have been higher if not for 6 members of the Navy search and rescue team operating in northern North Carolina. The team rescued 40 people, including a number of elderly and 1 very handicapped man. For their efforts, the Navy awarded the 6 the Distinguished Air Medal. Joining us now from Virginia Beach, Virginia, are Lieutenant Michael Ruehring and Petty Officer Mark Startt. Petty Officer Startt, let's begin with you. You're a rescue swimmer who got to know the aftermath of Floyd really well. And perhaps your most dramatic moment, they tell me, was when you swam into a home or went into a home and there was somebody there who couldn't really move and you rescued that handicapped individual. Tell us about that.
Yes, Bill. Well, that day we were flying around searching from house to house, basically looking for survivors on rooftops or victims of the floodwaters, when we came across an elderly gentleman waving a white flag on the end of a stick in raging waters. He was basically on the back part of his house, on his porch, which was underwater. He was up to his waist approximately in water, and we spotted him, the crew and I, and informed the pilots that we had a victim looking like he was in need of rescue. At that point, the pilots pulled into an immediate hover, very low, braving power lines and other things like that were in the area. Got us right down there. We saw that they were in trouble because the water was coming forward from the house and swirling around the back, if you could get a picture of that, and coming in through the back door of the house. At that point, we thought we had one elderly gentleman on his porch. At that point, the pilot made a decision to lower the swimmer down the water. That was I. Went to the water. Basically, we lowered me onto the top of a car, which was completely submerged under the water. The water was basically over my ankles while standing on the hood of the car. Looked in through the screen door, saw an elderly woman inside also. At that point, I instructed the male victim to slide over to his right. I swam up onto the porch, and at that point, she instructed me that they have a handicapped person in the house that they're taking care of. I'm not assuming it's her grandson or whatever, but at that point I swam. The door was unable to open due to the fact of the raging waters, and I tried to rip it open, and when you're in the middle of rescue and you're in somebody's house, you don't want to rip the house up too much, because I'm a house owner myself, and it was running through my mind not to tear up their house too bad. Right. So I ripped their screen open, swam into the house, and noticed that a bed gurney was set up in the far part of the room. And at that point, I was just pushing chairs and couches, and actually the refrigerator was actually leaning over out of the way because the water was swirling. Swam over to the victim, approached him, tried to speak to him. The victim couldn't speak, couldn't lift his arms, couldn't lift his legs or anything, and the water was up to his waist. Wow. In the bed.
So you got him out. You just swam him out with him?
Yes, sir. I just basically loaded him, took him, swam him out, through the screen door, manipulated his arms and legs.
And you got the elderly couple out as well?
Yes, sir.
And they probably would have died if you hadn't been there. I mean, that water was coming in real heavily.
I don't want to assume that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we know what the situation was. Now, right. Lieutenant Ruehring, you were flying the helicopter, correct?
That's right, I was, Bill.
And they tell me you were only 40 feet off the ground.
Depending on the situation, that's right. We were flying very, very low. It's a different situation from what we're used to. We're usually up around 200 feet when we're searching for victims out at sea. But with the given situation, with people down on the ground and people everywhere needing help, we decided that it would be best to get down to about 40, 50 feet.
Wow. It's like the fall of Saigon. Remember the shot of the helicopters coming in and they're picking the guys up off the American embassy?
I've seen that shot, yeah.
Yeah, when you're that low, though, there's a lot of danger. What was going through your mind?
Well, we were very concerned about that. There were towers and lots of power lines down in that area, and a lot of trees also. So we really had to be careful. The safety of the crew was my primary concern. We also had a lot of concern for the people down on the ground, so we were willing to take some risks and put the helicopter in some situations that we're not used to.
How many people did you yourself take out in the chopper?
We ended up taking out 40 people, 31 of them being in life-threatening situations. We also medevaced 9 people that were in a...
And this was bang, 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 right? This wasn't over a long period of time. You guys were moving.
Well, it took us about 10 hours to do all this. That was including transporting these people back to a landing zone.
Right. Last question for both of you. You guys are heroes. I mean, we're bestowing you the O'Reilly Factor heroism to go along with your Distinguished Air Medal. Do you look at it that way, though? I mean, do you see this as a life-defining experience?
Well, Bill, we're both very appreciative of being awarded the medal that we got, but our real thought on this is that we feel bad that in this particular instance, we're being rewarded for other people's misery. We're very happy that people recognize what we did, but we're also, our hearts go out to the people.
But let me tell you this, it's nice to know guys like you are out there, okay? We hear so many bad things these days. Congratulations to you, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on.
Bill.
All right. And next, we'll wrap things up, the most ridiculous item of the day and some of your mail.